When you earn, it is important to know that you only have 3 people that you pay with your money, actually 4. For you to attain financial stability at some point, you need to save at least between 20 to 30% of your income. The only thing I can say is that be a smart investor. My name is Janet Mogire, and I work for Britam Life Assurance. I'm here in the capacity of a unit manager. Today, we are going to talk about smart ways of investing, and I would prepared a few pointers on how we can invest our money. Just to start us off, I would like to just maybe talk about the levels of investment. We have 4 levels of investments. One being the units. Number 1 is units, and then we have number 2, where we can be talking about stocks or shares, and then we can go to business. And I'll explain myself as I go on. And then we also have real estate. When we talk of units, we are talking of people who are starting off. When you want to invest, you cannot just start investing with monies you don't have. So we have to start with the art of accumulating. So the art of accumulating is saving. We have to start by saving. Saving is the art of accumulating. And then after we've accumulated some amount, then we can invest. Then that is where I come in and I show you where we can invest this money. Even as you're accumulating the fund, we also have areas where we can lead you to in order to accumulate a fund. When you earn, it is important to know that you only have 3 people that you pay with your money, actually 4. Number 1, the first person you're supposed to pay with your money is God, because as we are told, whatever you earn, you need to give 10% to your Creator, and that is in form of tithes. I always advise my clients, before we can sit down to talk about investments, I would want to know, do you tithe? And if they don't, I would even advise them and give them a reason why they should. So that is the first person you pay with your income. So the second person you're supposed to pay with your income is yourself. And how do you do that? You put aside a little bit of your income to take care of your future. The third person that we pay with our income is others. And when I talk of others, I mean, when you're living in a rented apartment, in a rented house, that is money that you'd pay every month, but that is not your money. That is money that goes to others. When you go to the supermarket and shop, you're shopping, and that is money that goes to other people. When you're paying your electricity bill, when you're paying for transport, this is money that goes and you will never see it again. So this is money that is paid to others. And when you look at your income, most of the time, it takes a big chunk of our amount, our income. So what do? We need to regulate and see how much we need to pay to others, as we are paying some to ourselves, and of course, take care of our tithe. The last but not least is tax. We don't have a choice but to take care of tax. And most of us, the money is taken away from us even before we earn it. So we can't speak a lot more about it. The only thing I can say is that be a smart investor. Let's say you start saving with Britam. You are allowed a 15% tax relief. So that way, it relieves your pocket a bit. The money that goes into tax would somehow come back to you. So having talked about the 4 people that we pay with our income, that is being number 1, we're paying God. Number 2, we're paying ourselves. Number 3, we pay others. And the last but not least, we pay the tax. So how do we divide our money comfortably without having to compromise one area or another? It is good to know that we can put a percentage to all this. knowing that for God, if we did 10% of our income, we are good. If you want to do more, depends on how you feel. And yourself, how much do you need to pay yourself? For you to attain financial stability at some point, you need to save at least between 20 to 30% of your income. And then after that, the rest, we know most people pay, like for myself, I pay 10% to tax. Other people pay up to 35% to tax. So depending on how much is left, work with how much is left after you have saved, but not do all the others, pay others, and then take care of yourself. Well, I talked about paying yourself. If I can go back to paying ourselves, how do you pay yourself? Paying yourself is taking care of the things that need taken care of in the future, but you start working on them now. One would be the issue of school fees. Once you get a child, it is common sense that you'll pay school fees at one point. Instead of waiting up until then to take a huge loan that you will pay with interest, I would rather you start doing it now while the child is still young and you're able to accumulate some good amount. So that is one way that you can pay yourself. Another way is that you can put a reserve. You can open a kitty for an emergency, whereby you're just putting aside some money for that eventuality. We don't know. Life is full of surprises. You can find you're called one day and your mother is not feeling well and you need to raise some money. Don't go asking for, help. You can either take a medical plan for your family or decide to have an emergency fund where you're just saving some amount of money somewhere so that in case of an emergency, you have that money to spend. The other thing would be to, for sure, make sure that you're living a good life in retirement. And the only way you can do that is making sure that you put aside some money for that time. Because trust you me, once you're out of employment, there are so many things that happen. You will go to the bank to even ask for an advance, and you will be told you're not credit worthy. That is a very hard thing to hear, especially if you've been in employment and you've interacted with money and you know how to secure funds here and there. It would be a very hard thing to hear. So what do you need to do? Just prepare. And the only way you can prepare is get a pension plan where you can take an individual pension plan, or you can even take a corporate. Let's say you have employees under you. You decide you're going to take a plan for them. Probably they invest a bit of their income, let's say a percentage. Like for my case, my employer pays for me 7.5%, and I contribute from my income 7.5%. At the end of every month, there's 15% of my income that goes into my pension. So my future is secure. Once you have retired, we are not experts in business. And it's so hard, even if you were to get this money and be told to invest. Some of us don't even know where to invest. We have plans like Annuity. An annuity is whereby you buy a plan that would take care of you, that would give you an income every end of the month until death. So that way your future is secured. You're guaranteed to some amount of money every end of the month after retirement until death. And then we have another plan that is called income drawdown. Income drawdown would be a plan that gives you an amount of money that you will agree with your investor up to a maximum term of 10 years. That money is invested, and every month you take out a bit of it for the next like 10 years. So by 10 years, your account will be depleted and you have sorted yourself after that. We have other areas where we can invest our money. Probably you have money lying in the bank. We have something called money market. It is very flexible. Money market gives you an easy way of making money in that. we guarantee you to some interest rate, whereby you're guaranteed to some profit from your money. This money is money that you can get out at any time. It is not tied, it is just money that you put in and you're investing. And if you feel like after 3 months you're stuck and you need your money, you just come and apply for it and you take it. We also have something that is called wealth management. Sorry, before I go to wealth management, money market, you can invest as low as 500 shillings. So you can open a money market account and throw in all the excess, all the surplus that you have. Instead of just spending it or just having it in your account ready for spending, just tie the money there and every month it'll be making you money. On top of that, we have something called wealth management. Wealth management is a fund where you invest a huge amount of money, let's say 1 million and above, and you can tie this money for a period of time. You can tie it for 3 months, you can tie it for 6 months, you can tie it for 1 year, and you'll be guaranteed to some profit.